You saw me, stood there, not so much for, or as, and never in so much as to, when it's a lost cause, see? And rather more due to the fact rather than instead of. In the sense that if, as for example, after the fact, of course. Why? But functionally during due to tangential, or optional but still pretty basic, and it's gone. Ongoing task. Past simplifying an explicitly descriptive concept, an act, if you will, which I honestly think you can grasp, prefect. Sure. Why though? In it. Oh! Some ergo some. If not, none at all for all, and all of that only after an ought is no longer for naught. A things, but your majesty the majority, yes. Here, what? About? Would you look at this and the majority rule? Well now, would you? Look at that, and, at, then, and only then, as if at first glance without rereading confidently, and say, and thus, claim as your solid view. Hey, point at that and ask this as thus whilst, why? An insane person made this. Yes, for sure. Oh, you. Here you. You absolutely sure. But why, though? G-I-K-R. You. Would not why. Wide, can't, and hours. Good point. Sure. Is ish. Thin, but still in theory titillating in theory. Now peak, cup, and poke coop once frontal lobe or both temples concealed within. Distant, as if try. If you dare, alien friend and ors, come and your still twitching remains will serve in my nest as a personal sextant. When repulsively attractive, aggressively responsive looks that it is, now do as I command or you'll become. Remember that smudge on that parchment includes and is not limited to all possible knowledge describable as an artistic expression. Good job. Now fuck off. I'm busy. If you ever talk to me or my delusions again, they'll respond without me. You see, I have all this supposed insanity up on my walls, but to me they're a calming presence. Hours upon hours of effort. Yet most would not give a second glance, because the intricacies are hidden by apparent chaos, or obligatory, if provably universally conventional, and if you choose, I don't know, 5 minutes or so, and of course, because it's an isolated incident, but also in fact the opposite. Sidetracking for sly shaping of wide mapping, obviously. What's wide mapping? Doesn't affect the situation at all. Does wide mapping affect situations? Not all or a few of them. On the all and them. It's not a me when them are content is fun for a me, not the... I'd be happy to, but it would confirmably merely coincidentally reapply some, or at least a petty amount. I can skip a loading sequence that's squared, but not their square roots. But can't you wait in between? Circles of cognitive triangulations which are found moot and just or stale. Mate, it makes the whole tattletale tale ordeal comparable only to, and thus paradoxically not to, an space out of time in and other places, because it wasn't there, or because of what we got was a wasn't. Where were you? Lost in thought? Dead and composting? Could we have avoided sharing tangential wandering? I could have, had we made effortless referentials stack up. Better yet, I more or less see you and. Both and neither, depending on how many are looking at how, why, not what, how, or when, because. Not necessarily, just one or two, but less than a few. Okay, it's more looking complementary, or at least rudimentary, in this instance. Not continuously, perpetually, but occasionally, constantly. Somehow this applies to happening coincidentally? It didn't. Naught happened unobserved. Those did. And that would not have been an ongoing the, as a not an, as or an or not. So that, but it still was. How was it anyway? The weave, the unfolding of cause. Do you really want to know? I could leave a lot of that in effect for now. I want to. No. Better later than never, so please don't tell what I know isn't. What about? That which was, wasn't, as it couldn't after. All, or so I'm usually anyway told. Such as it isn't, is. Is it? Yes, it is, and it is. What it is. That it is. Such as it is.
Because it's not illegal.